Hey guys, this is Lucid. Welcome to Godking. We're going to go ahead and give this game a shot. It is in early development, or maybe not early development, mid-development. And it is it's a play on, or it's a heavily inspired by Conquest of Elysium. I know it's one of the developers' favorite games, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot. One second. Main menu here. I actually already recorded this, and then my power went out just as I was done. It corrupted the whole video file, which is kind of funny. There's quite a few factions. This one actually, Imperitus, was added most recently. The devs update the game almost every week. I think every Friday they try to do a patch. And yeah, I mean, there's still like major changes being made. Like this this race got added. I think the last patch they rebalanced the AI to make it kind of run from you when you have a big scary army, and then attack you when you have a weak army, and some other things. So anyway, this is a nation of ratmen, and the idea is they also have kind of necromantic mages in the back that will... It's heavily inspired by Warhammer, so they kind of practice plague and necromancy, so kind of cool. There's a lot of these factions I haven't tried, so I'm just going to describe them briefly, then we're going to pick one. I'm going to play the Chaos faction, actually. This is the United Tribes, and this is kind of like a barbarian faction. They get some kind of cool units like werewolves and things like that that are pretty gnarly. Next up we have Mercia, Fires of Man. This is kind of your generic, not generic, but like your more man-esque faction. They have access to, I think, a fair amount of fire magic. And they can get cool things like fire spirits. Which are kind of like fire elementals. Next, we have the Returned, which is basically an undead faction. And they're pretty cool. I've played them before, but I don't think I got super far. But yeah, they're pretty gnarly. And kind of cool. All the sprites are kind of nice. You can look at them here. They're all pretty good looking. They're not sprites, they're 3D models. Next up, we have Blackbog, Eat the World. This is a nation of goblins. And then I think they have Animal Chaff, which will typically kind of sit in front of they've got a lot of ranged units. So I think it's kind of a bunch of squishy units with like garbage frontline that you just kind of put out there to die while your other guys kill everything. Pretty cool. I haven't played them. They seem like a lot of fun though. Then we have Scaleborn. And these are amphibious lizards. Not the best in combat, but they can go into the water, so they're pretty good at hit and run. Yeah, all in all, I think a pretty strong faction, though I have not played them. And then this is the faction we're going to play, Khaoset. Form is temporary. And this is kind of cool. It's a faction where you have a bunch of kind of... they're not even really that hard-hitting. They kind of have a fair amount of HP. Like, your low-tier units are kind of garbage. But then you have these completely epic high-tier units. So we're going to be playing this. And then, yeah, back to Imperitus. So, next, we get to pick our god, kind of like Dominions. Which is kind of cool. This is something you can't do in Conquest of Elysium. You don't have really a god you get. The dragon is not linked to any particular faction. But it... is more like a super combatant. It can kind of clear out a lot of things that that other units cannot. Bone Rat Emperor, High Shaman. Now, you probably could figure out which ones of these would be best for which faction. I think what we are going to do is just take... I mean, we could do a Wraith with them. Cool. I think all the factions have access to mana, and then some of them also have different secondary kind of resources they use. Like Chaos has Flux, These guys, I guess, give you access to sacred herbs. Anyway, we're going to just play vanilla chaos with the Harbinger of Chaos. And I think we'll pick red because we're obviously from the Plains of Hell. And I think we are going to name him after an old college friend, Snackin'. And we'll play in a small world because this isn't going to be like a long series. Because single player, I kind of have limited patience for how long I can play a single player game a lot of times. Except for Eodor. Okay, and so yeah, this game heavily inspired by Conquest of Elysium. Because I just played this earlier and then my power cut out, I kind of know what's going on a little bit. If we look at, we'll take a look at our god real quick. So our god, Snackin', the Harbinger of Chaos, he has 34 hit points. He's a long range, even though he looks kind of like a melee unit, he's actually a long range unit. Shoots things 2 to 9 tiles. And position, he tends to spawn on the back of the battlefield. He has a spell he can cast, Chaos Blast, which is pretty good. It's an AoE kind of nuke. And then he can heal himself. He also has some ritual things he can cast. So yeah. He can also equip artifacts. Oh, the other thing I didn't really touch on. Power 444. Every unit gets a power rating, which is some approximation of how strong it is. So if you have a power rating for each unit, then you can have a power rating for the army. And yeah, so it's an easy way to kind of look around and see, do you think, without knowing too much about the game, whether you can take a fight. So like this hunter's camp here, it's 630 enemy power, and our army power is 2,191. So we could take it, but we would probably still take a few losses. So that's something we're going to have to kind of sort out here. This is our capital, and we can upgrade it. The first upgrade is always this, the Khaoset link. So we're going to do that. Now we get a whole range of things we can get. What I think we're going to do is we're going to select Snack, and we're going to... Okay, the Brood Propagator is linked to him. Put these guys in his army, and we're just going to go off and explore. Right now our army is really weak. We can take a couple fights, but we need to be really judicious, because attrition... There's not much you can do in terms of... Like, you can't arrange your troops, really. You can just determine the composition of your army. Oh, yes. I want that. With this too. This is too strong for us to take, but this we can get to, and it looks to be unguarded. Here we want to get... Right now at the beginning of the game, you can see we get 4 mana turn and 1 flux, so right now we're going to be flux limited. So we're going to wait till we have 10 flux, and we're going to get this. Now, you can see in our capital, we have... Wait, shit, I could have walked here. In our capital, we have these brood pods. And every turn, like a brood pod or 2 spawns. And these are going to be required for upgrading units. Or like, they basically... It's kind of like Zerg. They'll hatch into little... Whatever we tell them to, basically. Alright. In turn... Nice. Now this is still beyond us. I think we're gonna... Shit. Let's see where we are on the map. Okay, I think we're kind of towards bottom. I think we're gonna... I need to make my way back over this way. And we can get the flux capacitor. Head back into the future. I guess it does make sense. These guys are from another plane. And their resources flux. But somehow flux capacitor just sounds a little high tech. Okay, and the next thing we probably want to get is more mana. The mana generator. The other thing I kind of want to spawn, right now we have a lot of mana, so I think we're going to get some Ripper Claws. They're going to kind of help carry me through the game. Now when you summon a unit, it's going to take you to kind of the army screen. Here you can see my army. And the graphics are pretty nice, I must say. Quite the step up over Conquest of Elysium. And so we've summoned that dude. Now we're looking... Okay, we can get the mana generator now. So now our mana generation's up to 5. We're getting another one. So these guys, if we look at, let's take a look at our army. The normal, oh wait, that's a regeneration reaver. Those are pretty nice. They're healers. Okay, so these guys, 16 hit points, 2 to 5. This is kind of our generic melee unit. 16 hit points, 2 to 5 damage. Whoops. The Ripper Claws are 22, so a good bit more HP. They do more damage. And then they also cleave. So they're going to hit all units in front of it. They're pretty good. Okay, we have another place that's going to give us +1 flex without fighting. Wow, this is actually really lucky. Normally you have to fight, and then you take attrition, and you're like, eh. I'm gonna take the flux first when we come back and pick a fight with this guy. The next thing we're going to want is this, the mass enlarger. And really, we're kind of just trying to get a little bit of extra income from collecting some buildings while we wait to get our kind of high-tier units. Starving goblins. You guys are in trouble. So this is combat. Now, this is still in development. A lot of the combat sounds aren't done yet. Oh my god, that chaos bolt from our god just annihilated them. But it's kind of nice. The camera is completely free moving. Usually I like 2x for combat speed, so a little slow on 1x. Anyway, we annihilated them. Normally it's a lot, you know, you're taking attrition and stuff. What in the hell? How are there's nothing guarding anything except this. This must be some kind of weird map spawn. This is not normal. Alright, mass enlarger. Alright, now we can get these guys. We can get more harbingers, which what our god is. Which is kind of cool. What is this trait? Ooh, this guy is going to build up our mana over the long run. Ooh. It's kind of a long payback, but it might be worth getting another one right now. Because I know in the long run, we're usually going to be mana constrained in the long run. And then this guy, how much does he cost? A lot. But we can get these guys for cheap later. I think I'm going to try to get this. We'll put them with our army. It's going to give us economy and make us a good bit stronger. This also unlocked a lot of new buildings for us to get. So there's a few things we want. We want this one, Final Form, which is going to unlock some kind of cool stuff. We also want the Chaos Pull, or Gateway Chaos Pull. This is going to basically give us true free spawn. It's going to morph in some, or I guess it's going to attract some random units from the other plane, and we'll get to use those, so that'll be kind of nice. It's kind of expensive. I'm not actually super sure if it's worth it. Actually, I don't think it's really worth it. I think we're gonna go straight for Final Forms. I got it last time, but I think it kind of slowed me down. Now, do we have a quarry already? This doesn't give us anything. This doesn't actually give us anything, so I'm not gonna risk attrition over something that's not gonna give us anything. Now here we've got a farm, which I think we can take. With this one, an old graveyard. Fallen Triarius and Histatus. That's gonna give us mana. I think we're gonna take this fight though. first things first, I want to get another Harbinger. Okay, that upped my mana to 6. That's kind of nice. Now we're going to take him. I think it's going to be worth waiting for him, because we're going to lose a unit or two, and we're not in a hurry. We're not in a hurry. We're just going to chill. We're going to chill. I might get one more of these guys, because I know we're going to be a bit mana constrained later. Now, Snacken, I want you to... These helmets indicate whether you're grouping them, so we're going to group all these commanders under Snacken. Alright, let's go fight these guys. Now, at home, we want this one, the Final Forms, which we can actually purchase now. And this can unlock all our top tier commanders. So it didn't actually, you know, we're on turn 15. We've already unlocked kind of the top tier stuff. But they're expensive, and it's going to take us a while to get them. The one I think I want to get is I want to get an Ultra Gator first. And these guys can make propagators for a very reasonable price of only 4 and 4. So, but to get the Ultra Gator, it's 22 mana and 12 flux, so it's going to be at least 4 turns. Now we should have 2, I think they can both Chaos Blast. And my thinking was this would really give us a nice little advantage. Now all these ranged units are going to do a fair amount of damage. And you don't heal terribly fast. That's kind of one thing you learn. It's not like if we just have no attrition, nobody dies, we're happy. Oh man, we just wrecked him with that hit. Because a lot of the... Oh, come on, fucking kill him. This guy's good armor. The fuck? How are you missing? Alright, finally got him. Our little guys, if you look at their stats, they have no armor. They have a fair amount of HP compared to a human troop. And these guys have 7, so they have a lot of HP. But you can see we take a lot of damage from ranged units. So even though we massively kind of outpowered these guys, we still took a good bit of attrition. That's why we've been kind of a little I mean, there hasn't been much we passed up on, but we're kind of picky about Soul Harvester. Is that just plus 2 max damage? It looks like it has some other kind of trait. No? Okay. Oh no, this we really want. How long until I could get another one of these guys? I think it's worth it to take losses here. We're gonna take a lot of losses. Oh, that's so good. God, honestly, it may not be a bad idea to get like 2 more Harbingers. Yeah, this guy is a healer. We're going to be getting a lot of these guys. The brood set, the Khaoset brood propagator, they have this biomass reconstruction spell which heals them. And then they're also gigantic, which means they can walk a little faster. Bad terrain. Healing this guy feels okay. Okay, we take it. We took some losses. We lost 4 guys. We got an artifact, which is going to give us +1 armor and treat Swamp Expert. But we get +2 mana and +1 flex. I would say very worth it. So, now what we want to do... We're going to get 1 more Harbinger, because these guys are going to... They're basically going to give us more economy. We basically just chill out. What is this? 4? Yeah, we don't... Actually, I think we just kill that, because I think we nuke it. We get experience. Your units get a little better with experience. They don't get it like a ton better. I'm kind of hoping we just hit them with this Chaos Blast, and then that's... Oh, shit. We only killed the spiders. It's not really ideal. Alright, if we just lose 1 guy, that's fine. And we're going to go kind of just explore now. We're going to get another Harbinger first, actually. I might get 2 more, and then we're going to switch to the Ultra Gator. Be nice, too, we can find... I think that may be worth it, actually. Could wait. Now this is an enemy AI. You can see he's got a green color. His army's kind of weak. He's gonna come try to take my shit, though. I think it's better we come up here and take this back. Then we'll take probably a little bit of attrition taking that. And we almost have enough to get another Harbinger. Fucking dare you. Wait, I did not click there. I did click there. I wish I didn't click there. Be a little careful. I don't want him to get picked off alone, so I gotta wait a turn. I fucked up and misclicked Harbinger. Okay, and then we're gonna have this guy move out. One thing that's kind of nice, and I don't know how all the factions play, but for this faction, we've got so many brood pods which build up. You don't really feel vulnerable, like somebody coming and stealing your cap. Fucker. Wait, can you seriously not make it there? Wait, how is this 3 movement to get there? Shit, I hope he doesn't pick this guy off. I may have fucked up. Actually, I think he can pick both these guys off. But sometimes they might get... I mean, we'll kill him if he does that. So it's not really a great trade for him. Still kind of fucked up. I think he's not... I think he's... Oh, he does. Fuck. No. Rip. Well, that's annoying. That's just all misclicks. Well, and somehow this thing costs 3 terrain move? I don't even know. Alright, well. I lost 1 guy. You're going to lose your whole stack. Oh, come on. Oh, we got another guy to replace him. I want to have 4. Because that way I'll get, like, if it takes 2 shots to kill things, I'll get 2 volleys of 2. Okay. Feels okay, man. The wolves are attacking. Man, that hurt. How's he dodging all this shit? Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, we got him. Well, I would say that's a setback for us, though. Definitely are not playing this perfectly by any stretch of the imagination. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and add this Harbinger to the pack. Perfect. Okay, and now we need an Ultra Gator. And these guys... I forgot what the Ultra Primes do. Oh yeah, this guy's basically a summoner. It's kind of cool. I feel like they'd be pretty decent. They're mana intensive. Alright. What do they have here? Oh, I don't get resources from it, so we're going to ignore it. Alright, and now it is Ultra Gator time. Now this Ultra Gator is basically like a better propagator, and he can summon more propagators. And he summons them for cheap, 4 and 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this propagator. We're going to leave this guy at home. He's basically going to use all of our spawn. Bring him up. Now, one of the things I figured out when I was playing this before on my kind of failed recording is that if you have too many guys in the middle rank, then you want the, like our back rank healers, these propagators aren't actually going to work. Scout around here. Oh, these guys will join us if we go up to them. Oh my god, a Magic Academy? Alright, that's actually really strong though. I feel like this is a way different tile set than the last time I played, and that's kind of cool. And the propagators, one of the other cool things they added recently was this multi-movement. It used to be you had to literally move one tile at a time. That was a little frustrating. This multi-movement is nice. Okay. Propagator. You can see we just have a stream of propagators coming out. I'm getting attacked here by some skeletons. But we have 4 guys that are going to do Chaos Bolt. Look at this. Correct. And these guys are like my economy. So it's kind of cool that our economy is also our army. All right. Reaver, frontline Reaver, Spitter, Ripper Claw, Spitter, Regenerator. I think what I'm gonna do and flex, it's too hard. I think I'm gonna move south. We're gonna meet up with some of the our little Broodling squad. Actually, I think I want to take this out. And let's click on this guy. Get another propagator. And now one of the things, these propagators are using up all of my brood pods. I'm having to use like 6 brood pods for each propagator I get. So at some point I'm gonna have to also get spin turns, basically getting more brood pods. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to come down here. Okay. Once I get in this town, we're going to drop off some of our guys. That's going to take people out of our middle ranks so that our front ranks are going to be closer to our healers. Otherwise, our healers are not going to cast their little spell. I was actually kind of getting tilted in the last playthrough because I didn't understand how that worked. I figured it out like at the end. Alright. Make sure everybody has their little helmet clicked. Manage armies. Also, the middle scroll wheel on the mouse does not work. Like, you can scroll, but like I'm like rapidly scrolling my mouse wheel and it's like eek, 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 eek. Ranged caster, but these are all things that I'm sure that will fix by the time. Wait, Chaos Reaver, Chaos Reaver. Nothing there. Only the Spitter. Are they both Spitters? Yeah, okay. This guy I can tolerate being in there. I mean, but honestly, I probably shouldn't have him. Okay, those guys are guarding, but really they're just... No. Select this guy, okay. One second. Click this guy, come down at him, and now we've got a shit ton of propagators and a shit ton of harbingers. And I think we're kind of done for the moment on propagators. The next thing we want is I want a beefy frontline unit. And that unit for us... that unit for us is... this guy, the Ultravore. 142 hit points of pure flesh crab. Front position, so he'll spawn in the front. He has a cleave attack for a shit ton of damage. And range 2, which means he can smack people from a while away, which kind of is like giving him initiative. Fair amount of magic resist. And he regenerates every turn in combat, 6 hit points. On top of us having an army of healers behind him, he's going to be basically unkillable. He's going to cost a fair amount of flux, though. And right now we're looking kind of mana rich. I can probably afford to get some Ripper Claws. I don't think I want to, though. I think if I'm mana rich, what should I get? I guess I get more of these guys because they're a shit ton of mana. They're going to give me more mana. It's going to make me more mana rich. I guess that's okay. And these guys too, just like all these nukes at the beginning. I think we kill this. I don't know how much attrition we take. We'll find out. Okay, start grouping these guys up. I might should have waited for the reinforcements here. This is kind of hard. Oh, nice, he can make it. It's kind of weird because it's a red arrow. And it wasn't letting me click him before. That's nice. A little extra firepower will come in handy. And now we have this big... And this is probably the biggest battle we've had so far. How? The fuck? Oh, how you like them apples? How you like them apples? Oh, we've healed all of your shit. Yes. Oh my god, this is working so much better than last time. I actually understand. God, I feel like I like last time I was like totally struggling trying to figure out how these guys played. Because I got too many of these shitty units. I didn't go hard enough into these commanders. And these guys truly are like grunts. And they're flesh bags, so they take all this damage. They don't heal much between combat. So you end up with like all these half HP dudes trying to run in. Yeah, these guys are gonna die, it's fine. Now if we lose Propagator, it's gonna be a little sad. Which is possible with this much range support. They can definitely focus somebody down. I think they have pretty high magic resistance, so they're a little bit less vulnerable to the magic attacks. And they've got a lot of HP. I think they have like 50 or something. Oh, this guy's in trouble. But he is disposable. Yoink. Yoink. Their numbers are falling, and I think we're about to have Shadow Blast on off cooldown. Oh, and then our guys are healing each other. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, this is truly beautiful. All of our shit units are gone. We just have these guys. Yes. Yes. Oh, get wrecked. Get so wrecked. Alright. We got an artifact. Plus 5 HP. Nice. Okay, and plus 1 mana. That will be appreciated. There's a flux building over here, which I think we will head towards. Okay. And we've actually gotten rid of all the small units, which also I think is going to make us more mobile. And we're getting close. I guess I get another one of the Harbingers, because we still have a shit ton of mana. And it's going to be time. We need Ultra Gators. Or not Ultra Gators. Ultra I forget what they're called. What are they called? Ultravores, okay. Alright, when I get snacking again, we have to make sure everybody's under his command. It's annoying because it scrolls to the top every time I click them. So, snacking. Some of the UI is a little tiny bit clunky. Like it's a little hard to select the army you want, but I mean it's good. It's not. It could do with a tiny bit of improvement. Though some of it could just be I don't play that much. You know, like the first time, or like when you're learning a game, the UI always feels a little clunky. Okay, so. Oh, wait, we don't have enough movement points. That's okay. Now you can chill out. We're gonna get... these guys. Ultravores. Now... we have a ton of mana. I'm gonna have to figure out what we do with it. Normally this isn't a problem. I was used to being, like last game I was completely mana constrained and I had more flux than I could spend. But I think that's because I didn't get these Harbingers. And they really shifted the ratio. Last game I didn't get any Harbingers. I just had my god. This is gonna be nice. This is gonna give us a bit more flux. Oh, and there's another place right here. Yes. Perfect. Over we have 5 now. That is a lot of Chaos Blasts. I think the game... These are like my income buildings. And they're also freaking badass. I mean, just destroyed. Ooh, regeneration. That's pretty good. That'll probably be good on an... What's our army power? 5,000. I think we've got this. Okay, and we can get an Ultravore. Now I think we might take a turn. I'm not sure. We may take a turn. Let's have this guy just sentry. We're not gonna make that many more propagators that soon. Now this is a fort battle, so there's walls. And fort battles are a lot harder, I found. Like just because the movement's so slow, the little ranged units on the wall kind of fuck you, but I guess having this many Chaos Blasts, we've just deleted everybody on the wall. And now they're running in here. And yeah, they're just getting wrecked. Oh my god. I've never seen anybody get so wrecked. Oh, we got some artifact too. I didn't see what it was, but Flux is up to 8. Very good. Oh. Hello. There's an enemy little encampment. Add the other Harbinger. Here's our Ultravore. He looks completely balanced, doesn't he? Send him up this way. Now at home, we're going to need another Ultravore. And we've got pretty solid income now, so we'll be able to get them sort of regularly. I think like once we have 4, we should have enough to go kill the enemy AI, which I think will be the goal of this playthrough. I did a small map. A lot of times, if you do a medium map, there's going to be more AIs to kill, but I think we only have 1 to kill. But normally it's not trivial. They'll have like a 6,000 power army or something I've got to go deal with. The other nice thing about having all these Harbingers is I think I can make a ton of Ripper Claws with this excess mana if I want to. Like for some important fight. More Flux. Oh, a Gigavore. Well, maybe we should be getting Gigavores. No, they're 14 and 10 compared to these guys, which are 20. 14, 10 compared to 20 and 16. Let's compare the stats. 142 and then 4-16, 2 range, no armor, 9 magic resistance, but these guys have regeneration and cleave. These guys, 20 less HP, 2 less damage, let's say. They still have the range, they do not have cleave. So not having cleave or regeneration, I think they're just strictly inferior. Not strictly. I mean, they're still going to give you more HP, but kind of, because the regen is going to matter a lot. So we're not going to fall for that trap. Now this is a very... We want this, because it's going to give mana influx, but it's pretty strong. I kind of want to see if we can take it, but maybe we wait for the Ultravores. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted this guy on Sentry. All right. I need to move the Ultra Gator back into the thing. All right. Four mages is kind of a lot. I think our really high HP dudes are going to be pretty good against mages. God, these guys are strong, though. We're definitely going to need the Ultra Gators, or the Ultra Vores to win that fight, though. We don't have enough money yet. I know with 4 we'll be able to do it. I'm not sure with 2 if that's enough. To do it with low attrition. You serious? Alright, so wait, let's click this guy and merge armies. So I'm going to click Snacken. And I'll add these Ultravores. I'll scroll down again. It's weird, like, my middle mouse button works well for scrolling this menu, but it didn't work for scrolling that other one. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, because this is going to be a hard fight, we're going to lose a lot of stuff. Oh, it's going to take flux, though. Oh, no, it's pure mana. We can get Ripper Claws for pure mana. I've got all these Harbingers, so just look at this. Harbinger, Ripper Claw. Harbinger. Wait. Wait, this is different. I haven't gotten any of these before. Mutacharger? Well, let's try it out. Oh, damn. Damn. I don't think they're all gonna die, but... Forgotten Country. We'll save our mana. We're gonna use... We're gonna use some of these for... when we find the enemy AI. Because especially in like a fort combat, which what a lot of these are going to be. Like cavalry's going to be for nothing. They're just going to get clustered all up in the gates. Okay. We're going to attack the library this turn. And I think we're going to turn back on the propagator farm. We've got enough ultravores now, but I don't really think I need more. I was also a little low on brood. 8,000. I think we're going to wreck these guys. Do these guys not get put in the army? Oh, I guess this guy... Okay, the pack is there. We'll use this guy as a scout. What is it? He doesn't have abilities. Front support. I don't know about that. I'll take that, thank you. I didn't mean to click that. Oh, 84, that's a shit ton of dudes. Oh, this is a fort battle. See, the cavalry's gonna get messed up. Oh, come on, get the wall. Okay, kill them. Now, these guys can get focused down by archers. Yes. Yeah, that's why we're not going to summon the Ripper Claws. They're just going to die. Oh no, this guy's going to die. Heal him. Oh, it's a Harbinger too. Heal him. Oh, he doesn't die. That's badass. God, this guy, how does he hit for 9? Alright, here we go. Yeah, everybody Everybody's getting all healed up. You can see some weaknesses. Our harbingers are pretty soft. Okay, what's the power level on this guy? Kind of a lot. Perfect. Mana and flux. Give me a shit ton of propagators. Alright, let's get Snack in. Let's make sure everybody is under his command. This guy's not. This guy's not. And I feel like we're at the point we can probably kill this guy. Yeah, he knows. He knows. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get more Ripper Claws here. And then I guess we're going to go ahead and get more Chargers. And that's probably good enough. Okay. It'd be nice if I didn't have to click follow path for all these too. I mean, I think most nations aren't going to have this many commanders, because really I'm treating my commanders as units. But it's a little micro-intensive to kind of... Especially if you... I mean, I guess I could build them up. Kind of do them one at a time. I mean, we'll do this. I'll put these guys under this idiot. Continue scouting. Alright, oh, we have another scout. Let's send him over here. Keep getting more of these guys. We'll have you just sentry. Perfect. And now we get Snackin'. And then under Snackin' we put this guy. And that may... Okay, we've got everybody under Snackin'. Now it's time for the victory march. Our army power is 13,000. Come get wrecked, kiddies. I wonder if I can speed up movement on the map. General. I mean, it's not slow, but I would prefer a little bit faster, maybe. Okay. Time to roll out. This is raw power. Now, one of the things I think will be interesting about this game is... Oh, shit. I know his big stack's up here. I think I want to go... Even though he has all this stuff coming, I think his army, his base is up here. Why can't I move? taking all of my shit. Alright, snacking. Move forward. Not enough spare units. Okay, so now I need to have these guys make little broodling pods. Going to move one more, no. Some more broodling pods. Okay, and these are true independents. These other guys were AI controlled. I'm like, you know, AI player. Oh, these harbingers. Yeah, this is a true doom stack. Eater of Worlds. Okay. I think we may be close to the edge of the map, but I'm not sure. Oh, we're not yet. I'm suspicious his big army's up here somewhere. Because of that, we're going to keep marching this way until I find it. Yeah, there it is. Are these two different? These are different factions, so now we have to kill this one. It's kind of scary. We're probably going to need to spend all this mana summoning more stuff, and then we're going to go in and fight him. But we are not backing down. They might be able to come out and pick this guy off, which would be a little annoying. And I think we'll try the item management thing here. So the guys I'm worried about losing... Well, let's buff up our Ultralisks first. Ultravores, sorry. Equip artifact. We cannot equip. I guess everybody has something. More broodlings. Let's see, every time the little broodling line is multiplying in the back. And brood propagator, excellent. And we don't have quite enough flux for that. Alright, so you're gonna move... You're gonna move here. You're gonna move on top of him. Select Snackin', make sure everybody is under his command. I mean, we could also... Okay. We probably need a few more brood pods. Brood pod. Brood pod. Okay. Now you can take this. There's all sorts of stuff on this part of the map. And you can go on sentry. Okay, we'll get another one. Did I miss somebody? It looks like there's somebody else in this army that wasn't. No, I don't think so. Okay, do we have enough to go fight? I feel like we do. But I think we get a round of chaff. Just drop all of our mana. And then we'll go attack next turn. AP cost 1. I don't want to get the spitters. I'll get some just garbage in our front line. Oh. I think I'm gonna need more. Some eggs for me. I know this is a lot of flux actually. So now what I think we want to do is we'll get our harbingers. Okay, and this is about as strong as we're gonna get. Gives us some mana. Oh, that gives us flux. And we get this guy. Alright. They're taking our shit, but that's okay. We're gonna come wreck them next. I don't know if we have enough to go fight them, and they're sitting in their cap like a bunch of freaking noobs. So we'll find out. Oh shit, I didn't pick these guys up. Oh well. We're gonna get an ultravore here. Sneak you over this way. Uh-oh, he's dead. Big battle, boys. If we lose this, this will probably be the end of the episode, though. We'll see. I have the... Oh, shit, they have a wall. I think I counted on the wall. I don't know what their mages are gonna do. Spider? What is this? Guardess. Just a unit. The ranged units, oh man, are getting wrecked is what they are. I was gonna say, this is what I'm worried about. Oh. Oh, shit. I was worried they were gonna target the gate like they did before, but no, I think we've got this now. There's just a bunch of chaff. These guys are gonna chew through these skeletons like you've not seen. Let's pick up the speed here. Alright, the gate's starting to open. We're working our way through. And now the thing is, these guys have 2 range, so these guys in the back can actually hit over the top of these guys in the front. We're just going to be annihilating waves and waves of these. Let's pick up the speed. Shadow bolts going in, just taking out huge swaths of them. I mean, they can't even close in. They just die before they can even get close and get a shot off. Forget the fact that my guys have 100 HP. From the other side, it looks like they have a very small bug problem. I mean, regen and healing, just forget about it. You know, in Conquest of Elysium, there were a lot of, like, spells which would take out, like Finger of Death or something that would do, like, 999 or so slay. Just kill big entities like this. I wonder if those exist in this. I don't know. I haven't played enough to know. Alright, we've killed them. So I guess we're gonna go kill the other guys. The Blazing Invoker? You're gonna get fucked? Alright. I think we're going to combine these armies. To make the most powerful army this game has ever seen. Truly unlimited power. So anyway, now that we've kind of basically won, I will start waxing philosophical while I am this. I think there's no multiplayer in this yet, and I'd be interested to see it. I mean, I know a lot of these strategy games, it's hard to do multiplayer well. Like, it's hard to implement it as a developer. You know, because, like, how do you do simultaneous turns? How do you handle that? And then, like, obviously balance gets called a lot more into question the second people are playing it against each other. So then, but that's good, actually, because you get a lot of, like, balance feedback. But, you know, it's work. But I think one of the cool things that will happen once we have, like, if this game has multiplayer at some point, is you basically figure out what kind of game it is. Because, like, if you imagine Dota single player against bots or something, like, nobody, the meta for Dota, like, wouldn't exist really. Like, nobody would know. Like, you would never figure out what the optimal strategies were, just because, like, anything can work against a bot. Not like OpenAI bots, but you know what I mean. So but the thing is, like, just because the game exists doesn't mean the game is, like, Dota could exist single player, and it could have all the exact same mechanics. But nobody would understand the game of Dota until it evolved for years in multiplayer. Because that meta that players figure out when they play it is kind of what defines games. Same thing for Dominions. Like, until you play single player Dominions for forever, but you don't really understand the game until you play multiplayer. So anyway, it'd be interesting, and that's kind of one of the things I've been thinking about. Like, what would the game for this evolve to be if it were multiplayer? And I think it's basically, like, on one hand, you want a lot of small little squads to come out and control all the resources. On the other hand, you want to be able to kill the other players' small little squads controlling all the resources. And at the same time, you don't want the enemy's doom stack to come and kill your capital. I think that's kind of how the game plays out. So you need to know where the other enemy's doom stack is, and you need to keep your main army between the enemy doom stack and the capital. And the closer they are getting to your or the stronger their enemy doom stack, the more you're worried about them getting to your capital, the less you can invest in all the little raiders, the more you have to consolidate your forces and just kind of go all in. So anyway, I think that's kind of the game. It'd be interesting to see how that kind of plays out for each of the factions, and then, you know, like, once it's actually, like, kind of a game. I mean, not to say it's not a game, but, like, the meta, like, I can't understand what the meta is just playing in single player. If you feel me. I have no idea if this faction I'm playing is actually, like, legit strong. I mean, the other way a meta can evolve is if the AI is really hard, or, like, I think it's so hard to code a good AI, though. Like, there's all sorts of, like, low-hanging fruit that developers can do to do, like, you know, slightly better AI to, like, make incremental improvements, but how do you make it actually good? I think that's hard. Like, good where you end up having kind of weird, complicated metas. I mean, normally you just make the AI cheat. I mean, that's kind of how most of, like, big budget, like, strategy games work, is they just make, like, Civilization and stuff. The AI is mostly cheat. But a lot of, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like the ecosystem thing, like natural selection, people figuring out what works and what doesn't, and that's how the meta evolves. And I think that's what makes multiplayer games so much more interesting. Let's get a bunch more of these broods. Not that I need them. Actually, we just need to speed through some of this. So I think their capital, we've got a scout over here, so we'll find it. Oh, nice. We've grouped these armies up, guys. The power level of this, once we group them up, is going to be unbelievable. Alright, snacking. What the fuck? Alright, everybody looks linked up. I don't know how that happened. I thought I, like, wigged out. Truly unlimited power. 17,000. The power level. Never seen anything like it. American Fortress. It's like American Fortress. All right, in turn. Oh no, they got our scout. We're just gonna get out of this. Q. Alright. And we're just marching straight the fuck back. But what's interesting is once the AI has seen this scary army, it seems like what they tend to do. I just move everybody back to their capital, like, fuck. We're gonna need everybody to defend the home base, which actually is not a bad strategy. So it looks like the AI is kind of smart. Like, they were out here raiding, but then they see this doomstack coming. They're like, alright, back to the fort. Which, you know, I think that's the best way to do it for them. So anyway, if this thing were multiplayer, I think that there's all sorts of things to figure out. Like, how do you do simultaneous turns? Like, do people do moves in parallel? Or is it like, who can click first at the beginning? I think all those things can be figured out. And the other thing is, like, when people play, they want it to be really quick. And I think that's one of the things, like, especially if the battles are essentially auto-resolved at the turn end. And then you just get to basically watch them at the beginning of the next turn. That could allow for, like, pretty quick games. I think if you do that, like, speeding up movement on the map might be a little bit more important, so having, like, an option for that. But I could see people playing this in, like, you know, like, maybe an hour? If it's, like, a duel? Or, like, a 3v3, or you know, I mean, like, a 2v2 or something. I could see it taking, like, an hour and a half. The thing is, for each turn, you end up waiting on the slowest player. So it's definitely going to be slower than me doing it, because I'm never waiting on anybody. Anyway. It's fun as... oh, wait, there's another faction, too? I don't think we're going to kill these guys. I think we're just going to... We're going to call it after this. But you can see, basically, we're... I don't know. We're kind of just stomping an AI. And there's a lot of dudes, though. Shit. I kind of do want to fight this. There's a lot of ranged units, too. This actually... Oh, this many ranged units can kind of fuck me. We actually might lose to something like that. Okay, if we're going to lose to that, we might just march over there and let it happen. But if we're going to do that, I might get some more Ultralisks. Some battlefield wide spell. Yes, get the archers. American archers. American magesmith. And these range units are kind of putting a hurt on ultravores. I may lose one. One Ultravore down. I think we're going to be able to hit these guys in the wall now. Next round of Chaos, but these Chaos Harbingers were pretty important for this. Especially for these sieges. Killing these guys up on the wall is pretty important. So, I mean, if we wipe out somebody... I mean, we were not that far behind. He was like 11k power, and we were like 17k. We lose one unit. And he just stopped all over. These guys have major bug problems. Some of our guys are getting kind of high level, too. Alright, get riggedy wrecked. I think I'm gonna get another... another scout here. And that's going to be a harder army, I think, to fight. Like, mass and range, you can see the range kind of chipped us away. Especially if the range start targeting my healers and stuff, it could be bad. Okay. And now we're going to get another one of you. See if we can retake some of this stuff. So I guess we'll play to victory here, assuming there's not a ton more AIs, just this one more. Manage armies. Is there anybody down here? No. This should leave me with my scout over here, who can meander around and collect some of these buildings. And next turn I'm probably going to have to move that squad out to meet them. Okay. Some idiot decided to attack my home fort. You were in some trouble. We got our brood pods here too. Completely balanced. Nothing to see here. I actually have no idea which factions are considered strong in this or anything. I mean, I've only played this one, but this one does seem pretty strong. But I have no idea, like, maybe there's other things in other factions that are just as good. Like, I think if you get Reavers and stuff, I feel like this... I don't know. Like, you're gonna have a lot more attrition. And the Reavers, they die too fast. Like, healing them and stuff doesn't matter. And there's a lot of... This faction has a lot of healing available to it. Alright, Ultravore. Another Propagator. Probably time to move these guys out. Okay, we'll send them up here. I guess we'll just get the rest of the buildings here, so I can say I did it. Follow path. We probably Well, we might lose something there. Now, in theory, like, if this were a multiplayer game, I had my army over here, I was killing him. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that unless I had vision of the other person's army. Because they could come kill my cap unless I had really good defenses. So I think that's a variable in this that, like, you know, I'm cavalierly marching across doing all this stuff, but I probably wouldn't be able to do that if, you know, there were a player. Yeah, I don't think we'll take losses there. I'll get another Ultravore. Okay. We'll send you up here. You can be on sentry. Wrong mouse button. Okay. This feels actually, I don't know what it is. It feels a little faster paced than Conquest of Elysium 2. And like obviously the graphics are better. I think if you like Conquest of Elysium a lot, I would recommend getting this game. I think you'll enjoy playing through all the factions. Because for me, the speed of Conquest, I went back and tried to play it recently. But like I mean, please, I'm going to get Conquest of Elysium 6 when it comes out or whatever. So it's still fun. I'll tinker around with it. But the speed of the game, like I went back and tried to play it again recently, and the speed of the game, it's so slow. And I feel like what things spawn next to you would make such a big difference for the game, and like, you can have like awesome things spawn next to you in Conquest of Elysium or horrible. This game also doesn't feel like that. It feels like there's, and I guess there's less variability in the quality of the buildings near you. There's differences in like the quality of the armies guarding it a lot in this, which I think is okay. But I don't know, I've played this a few times and I've never felt like I've gotten like a horrible start, like you do in Conquest of Elysium. Oh, man, these guys just get butchered. Now this Chaos Bolt can friendly fire. I've definitely killed my own dudes with it. Yoink. Are we going to hit 20k for power level? I think we will. He's probably going to meet him up here, actually. There's another AI. Are you serious? Hey, we're not going to kill all of them. I don't have time. I don't have time. Last time I played this, there was literally one AI on the map with me when I did small. Maybe this isn't small. It's gonna be a headache merging these armies. Game does not handle lots of commanders terribly, terribly well. I get everybody, maybe? I think if they're all indentured to one guy and you click that guy, you get them all. Okay, that actually worked pretty well. I can't really complain. Where's your capital? Got a very hungry army, dying to meet you. In case people try to murk my cap, let's get some more Ultravores over here. definitely not killing these guys. It'd be cool to see the bone rats in action, but 22,000. Is it just those two? I saw, it's kind of hard to tell. They're like slightly grayed out. Probably be better if these were like red and white or something. It's kind of like the gray and white are a little hard to tell. Yes. Okay, so it's good I've been building units my cap, because they potentially could murk me while I've got my main army away. I think I would lose. But I've now got a lot of ultra force, so we cool. Oh yeah, they're definitely coming for my cap. Let's see what the strength of that army is. Yeah, we're twice his power level, and we have better units. We'll kill that little army, though, I think. They've got this guy. Ooh, Reign of Pestilence. That's kind of cool. I guess these guys debuff you. It's kind of cool if it's a faction with, like, tons of swarm units and then debuffs. I always kind of like that. No. Guys. Major bug problem. Major bug problem. Now we know they're right over here, so what we're going to do, I think we're actually going to take this guy and officially roll out. Wait. Click the wrong thing. Well, that's actually fine. At home, we'll get another Ultravore in case something sneaks up. I want to know where their main army is, this other group. Piles of garbage, meat cleave damage. Well, this guy's getting kind of damaged though. Well, not really. Yes. It's kind of funny, they all animate at the same time, so it looks like they're kind of dancing. Like synchronized dancing. I don't know if it's better that way or if you give them like random offsets. Oh, it's a good looking game though. Where? Alright. I don't know where their faction is. I need scouts. Now, another strategy you could do is just spam out harbingers, because they, you know, as time goes on, you just get more and more economy. And then you can summon Ripper Claws, which are mana-only units. And that could also be really strong. Alright, now we can scout. Alright, we found it. Get out of that. What is their power level? What is your power level? 1700 or 17,000, damn. Alright. So guys, this will be the final round. I hope this has been a decent showing off of the game to you. If it's the sort of thing you're interested in. It gives you the idea if you want to try it. It's not released yet. It's still in development, but you can find it in Steam. The devs also gave me this copy because they're into Illwinter stuff, so they watch my channel occasionally. So yeah, they gave it to me for free, which was super nice of them. So I'm happy to make this video for them. And if there's folks of you who are Conquest of Elysium fans, do consider it. Okay. 4 is a little fast for the final combat. Let's do this from the perspective. Oh man. This fort battle, it's like one of those things, like, not in their favor. Like, what was going to be kind of scary... Well, they still have a lot of range units. Oh, they have regen on everybody. Mass regen. Pog. Yeah, it's kind of like in Dominion. Sometimes it's better if you fight outside the fort. My dancing bugs, though. You know, if they weren't synchronized because they're so close together, they would be all, their models would all be mixing in with each other. So that's kind of weird. Maybe it's good they're synchronized. It is a little slow. Let's pick it up to 4. I wish there was a 3. I feel like 3 would be speed. 2 is good for a lot of things. 4 just feels like a little bit fast. Oh, we're gonna lose some Ultra Wars. So we are killing some of the archers on the wall now. what it looks like it's done too is it looks like it's taken some of their archers, put them up here on the wall with the normal kind of province defense that are left here. I think. Could be wrong. Ultra War down. We're not really. These healers aren't really doing their job yet. It's really unfortunate. We've got a lot of untapped latent healing capacity. But I think too, if you're like I think the weakness. This faction I don't think is super strong in wolf like fort fights. And I think the more you're worried about that, the more you probably want to get harbingers. These guys. And I think if you have 8 of them, you just completely wipe out the wall. Maybe more. Maybe like 10 in a doom stack, which I definitely could have done. I mean, they're damn income buildings, basically. I don't feel guilty about it at all. And it's not like they're weak in other situations. The only thing is you do need a front line for them. So maybe like you get 2 Ultravores, the front line, with a bunch of these propagators, because propagators are cheap. And they're going to stand in front of a lot of the harbingers. Like here, these you can see all these propagators that are getting pincushion. That would be my harbingers if it wasn't for all these propagators. And they should be spamming out heal now. They haven't been very reliable. Like, they're not casting heal. I don't know why. I don't know if they have to be in a certain range of the enemy. Because, like, there's a ton of healing targets, and they're just not casting it. I think there's something buggy with the healing AI. Oh, the Chaos Bolt's going off. Get fucking wrecked, archers. And the March of Pain just proceeds forward. How much these alligators hit for? Not very much. And we'll pick it up to speed. 8x. Some of our healers are finally doing their thing. Not really. There should be a lot more healing. And heal kind of bugged out for this fight, but it would take, I think, a lot for your loss of heal. I think the heal range should be increased because it really limits how you do your army. Like if you have mid stacks of like the spitters, the healers will never work. You really need the healers. I don't know if it's close to the enemy units or close to your own, but they need to be close to something. And that's a lot of ultra wars here. Chop, chop, chop. But yeah, basically without the healers working at all, I don't think they cast healing maybe once. We have managed to win with pretty minimal losses. We lost 5 Ultravores. I mean, not nothing. We killed all their shit. And I think that's it, guys. I think we're going to call that an end for the video. Yeah, again, the name is Godking. If you're interested in it, go check it out. And thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.